up? It is Snitchery. How are you doing? If you are sat there wondering why I look different today, maybe sickly, a little moon face, I am completely unconcealed and uncontoured today, which should come as no surprise judging by the title of this video. I am so excited to film this. So if you've been absent from the internet for the past like 2 days, then you might not have seen that Fenty announced they are releasing concealers, and I am on Fenty's PR list, but I never want to get my hopes up that I'm going to receive anything, and I do buy a lot of their products myself as well at Sephora. So when this showed up on my doorstep, I was like, I have to run inside and I have to film. So please excuse my untaped down wig and my dusty sweatshirt and also my dusty face. Thank you so much. So obviously today I'm going to be reviewing those concealers. The cool thing about this PR package is that not only do we have the concealers, but we also have the foundations. I've actually already put on my foundation for the day. I was in the middle of getting ready when I went to get the mail, so I'm not using Fenty, I'm actually using MAC. However, we do have the setting powder, we have the concealer brush, like we can get the full Fenty concealer experience just based on this bad boy. Before we get started, if you're not already subscribed, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for checking in. I hope you guys enjoy the video. And if you do enjoy the video, a like helps out my channel a whole bunch. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. Last thing before we get into the actual concealer, a lot of you guys have asked why I don't do makeup reviews, because here on YouTube, I do tutorials, but I would say this space is more lifestyle focused, but on my Instagram, I'm strictly makeup. And I obviously have my bread and butter products that I like live and die by and recommend to you all because I love them and I've been using them in most cases for months or years. Most of my favorite products are older. I kind of have my stash of faves from like 2016, maybe early 2017, and many from even earlier, because to be completely honest, and I don't know if any of you would agree with this, a lot of the recent releases in the past like year or two, I don't know, I just feel like I love having so many brands to choose from. I love that the market has so many options, but it's so oversaturated feeling. Every brand I feel like is releasing like 3 things a month, and it doesn't really give me the chance to get like excited about one thing in particular. So not that I've been disappointed with recent releases, but nothing's like really grabbed my attention. However, I am a huge concealer nerd. A little bit. Oh, actually, I just looked at myself in the viewfinder. I did contour my nose before someone clocks me on that. So I really do not like liquid foundation. I am a powder foundation girl. I literally always have been. Even now, I used liquid foundation earlier because I was actually going to do a Instagram look where I do use liquid foundation to be full coverage, but for the most part, I use powder foundation on my day-to-day. So concealer to me is really important because oftentimes powder foundation, I have very deep set under eyes. My under eyes are like kind of what I consider my problem area for my skin. Typically, because I'm not gonna have the added help of foundation, I need a really thick concealer. So I am partial to Tarte Shape Tape because it's very thick. That's sort of been my standard for the past year or so. Do not come for my wig. We don't stand. Okay, but you can see my under eyes. They're very creasy. I have tons of creasing. This is not discoloration so much as it is like an indentation. My under eyes really cave in right here, and they cave in really deep down on my face. I just have like a little under eye here. They're really far down. This is with liquid foundation and it still is like this aggressive. Because I just picked up this PR package, this is going to be a first impression. The last time I told Fenty my shade was in the summer, and I was much tanner than I am now, so I'll be interested to see if these do match my skin tone. I will swatch them all on this hand to show you guys the shade. I will swatch them all on this hand to show you guys coverage. I realized that my tattoos are actually really helpful for that, and then I will review them on my actual face. So without further ado, this is what the concealer looks like. Let me turn it around to the front. The official name for the concealer is the Pro Longwear Instant Retouching Concealer. So it's clearly supposed to ride alongside the Soft Filt'r matte foundation that Fenty has as well. And in this package, all of the concealers match 1-to-1 for the foundation. So like these are both gonna be 210, these are all gonna be about 220, and so on and so on. So if you know your Fenty foundation shade, it's gonna be really easy for you to find a concealer shade as well. They didn't send me a like brief with this PR package, so I'm actually not sure what these concealers are gonna be going for, like how much they're gonna cost. It looks like all of these products essentially are dropping January 11th, so I will be testing their new application products as well. So under one eye, I will use the new concealer brush. Under the other eye, I'll use one of the new sponges, and then I will set my face using the new powder brush. I hope this is focusing, but these are the shades I was sent by Fenty. I think this one here is going to be the one that I would probably use to spot correct, and this one I would use for highlighting. These two, especially this one, are both a little bit too warm toned for me. I tend to ride right in the middle on neutral, so I think these two are going to be a bit more helpful. As far as it feels on my hand, you guys can see even over this hand how full coverage it is, which is awesome because even some thicker concealers I've tried don't have that going for them. Obviously what's gonna matter is how it actually performs on my eye, but in terms of this is very promising. I don't actually have any spots to correct right now on my face, so I won't be able to use it for that, but I will be able to show you guys my under eyes. And typically I like to use a very, very light shade on my under eyes. That's just sort of my preference. Let's just go ahead in. This might actually be too light. I'm gonna try the other one. That was 230, this is 210. Yeah, this is more my shade. This is 210. So in terms of the makeup sponges, this is the makeup sponge and this is the Lil Precision makeup sponge. I probably only need the big one, so I'm gonna go ahead and wet this bad boy and then I will use this first and then use the brush second. So this is damp but not wet and we will use this on the 210 side. Whoa. Okay, guys, I typically use my fingers with concealer. I typically use my fingers with concealer because I found that with makeup sponges and brushes, it's really, really hard to like spread it out evenly. Usually I see a bit of a texture from like using a beauty blender or something in most concealers. I'm gonna lose my mind. But this, you guys can see how easily it's spreading. It is so creamy, but it's maintaining that full coverage over my under eye. Holy moly. Again, this shade is definitely too light for me. This one is probably gonna be more promising. Don't mind it like eating into my nose contour, by the way. Normally I would do my nose contour after. So that is with the dampened sponge. If you guys remember what my under eye looked like before, this is like night and day. The concealer is definitely thick, which like I said, I like, but you can see how seamlessly it blends out into my foundation. Even with a lighter shade, that's like a testament to how easily it blends. And then this right here is the Precision Concealer Brush. I am not a brush girl when it comes to concealer. I will almost never use one. However, because this is dropping, I will use it today. This is definitely more my shade. What's nice about using the brush is that you're able to get into the like deep inner corners of your eye. However, I think the little tiny sponges would be able to do the same thing. Look how nicely that blends out. And this foundation, wow. Wow! This foundation's been sitting on my face for like an hour or two, so it's not like the foundation is still damp and it's blending together. This is blending into dry foundation! Oh my god, you guys. I take back what I said. I actually prefer the brush. This is the first concealer brush that I've ever been wowed by. So this is the sponge. Oh, I still think of my eye. This is with the sponge. This is with the brush. You definitely get more. What is my eyebrow doing? Hi. You definitely get more full coverage with the brush. This side too just looks spectacular. This is definitely my shade. I'm geeking. Okay, we're gonna set this with the powder. Powder will not come out of this PR package. Fenty, please. Guys, I need a knife or something. Am I supposed to be able to get this out? Oh my god, I literally tried to do battle. So these are the powders. These are the setting powders. You get a lot in here. I'll talk a little bit about the logistics. Ooh, ASMR. The logistics of these products, like in terms of how much you actually get in a bit, but these are pretty big. This is the shade Banana. This is what I'm gonna use personally. And here is what I believe is the new Powder Puff setting brush. I don't bake, by the way, so this is pretty on par with what I'd normally do. I'm gonna cry, I'm so happy. You don't even know how, this is like extra, but I have to do such battle with my under eyes constantly, like constantly. So to find a full coverage concealer that's blendable, oh, that is blendable and doesn't get trapped where it is and doesn't dry down really quickly and doesn't just feel like sludge on your face, feels so good. I'm gonna set the rest of my face with powder and I will see you guys zoomed out. This concealer I think rides sort of right in the middle in terms of thickness, so maybe if you don't have as many under eye concerns as I do, this would actually be too thick for you. But if you have something you're trying to conceal, this will definitely do the job. I wish I had some like spots that needed correcting to see how well it performed on that, but based on what it did on my tattoo, I don't think that'll be a problem as well. This is 8 milliliters, whereas Tarte Shape Tape is 10 milliliters, so it is a bit small. For me, the like minute details of milliliters in terms of concealer don't necessarily matter as much because every concealer you're gonna have to use a different amount. This has a very soft doe foot applicator applicator, and I'll actually probably have to use less next time I use it now that I know how full coverage it is. But when they release the prices of these, if you're comparing, you know, like prices of this versus maybe your favorite brand, that is something to keep in mind, that these are a little bit smaller than some other concealers. But other than that, I really have no criticism. In terms of the other application products, you guys saw I actually preferred the concealer brush, which never ever happens for me. I don't know how much I would use this powder brush because it's sort of a midi. I felt that it was too big to use on my under eyes, but I feel like it would be too small and tedious to use all over my face. So to be completely honest, maybe I'll use it as like a blush brush, but it's not my favorite for distributing all over powder or trying to like pack it in on the under eye. But the setting powder itself, it feels so velvety, so plush. I think this is a perfect match for the concealers. And I think that's honestly all I have to say. These concealers definitely get a 2 thumbs up from me. I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do when they drop on the 11th. Let me know down in the comments how I did on my first review. I think I maybe had, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, again, a thumbs up would really help me out. Thank you for being my friend today and always, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah! Bye guys!